What is going on, members of the Burger Empire? Brian here for Body by Burgers, and the weekend has come and gone. The weekend of Wodapalooza. That's right. It took place this weekend in Miami, and you guys seen my video previously on the preview who I thought was going to win, take the championship in both the men's, women's, and team division. And now that it's all said and done, I guess I can tell you who won. So let's start off with the men's podium. Couple of surprises here, but at the end of the day, not. So first overall, Patrick Vellner, my man from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, born and raised, believe it or not, in Red Deer, takes the first place victory. Second place was Travis Mayer, which I didn't even have on my radar at this event. And third place was Noah Olson, who I thought was going to finish second overall. The big surprise here, though, when it came to Patrick Vellner, is overall his dominance. His worst finish at this event was 7th. You think about that, and you've got, I think there was 36 men competing, and his worst finish was 7th. The very first event was a 5-kilometer beach run where you're in and out of the water, and notoriously, if you look at games history with Vellner, the long events like the run swim runs or that crit event from 2018, well, the longer events, there's always been something that's happened where it's gone wrong, or just hasn't been able to perform the way he wanted to perform. So if you look at that 5K event, kind of looks like he's fixed a bit of a weakness or something that's kind of plagued him at the games in the past, so I'm pretty excited to see what goes on there. But really what was kind of shocking, and with the field of men that were at Wodapalooza, maybe not as strong as it could have been, but I thought maybe Noah Olson would have given him a better run for his money, but was just the sheer dominance. The points breakdown, Pat Vellner, 642 points. Number 2, Travis Mayer, was 578 points, and number 3 was Noah Olson at 496 points. So if you look at that gap between first and second when it came to Pat Vellner and Travis Mayer, that was a 124-point gap. So going into the final event, Vellner actually had everything locked up. He didn't even have to technically compete in that final event in order to win this event of Wodapalooza. So you look at that point gap, and believe it or not, the point gap between Vellner and second, which was Travis Mayer, and Fraser and BKG in Dubai, was actually larger than what Fraser had accumulated. Fraser was like 102 points or 104 points, somewhere around there. Now one could argue that, again, the level of competition in Dubai might have been greater than the competition in Wodapalooza, but nonetheless, mission accomplished for Pat Vellner. Moving on to the women's podium, I almost nailed this in my predictions. If you go back to my last video, I said it was going to be tia-clair Toomey, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, and then it was either going to be Kari Pearce or I said Caroline Reason-Thibault. But if you look at the podium right now, the way it finished out, we had tia-clair Toomey, Kari Pearce, Sarah Sigmundsdottir. So really, I just got 2 and 3 kind of backwards. So I was pretty good at predicting that one. tia-clair Toomey, overall dominant. I think she had a lot of seconds. Definitely at first in an interesting workout that they called, I think it was ski school is what they ended up calling it. But the points breakdown, she was 676 points overall. So a couple more points than Pat Vellner. Overall, a little bit more consistent in the placing. I don't know that she finished outside the top 5 at any one single event. So that's incredible. Kari Pearce finished at 586 points, and Sarah Sigmundsdottir 564. So really, the points breakdown, Tia Toomey won by 90 points. So at no given point did she have things locked down and clinched the first place victory like Pat Vellner did. But the points breakdown, I mean, we're talking like 132 points between first and third. So the women's field is just as tight as ever, and unfortunately, it kind of looks like we're going to be missing out on a lot of high-level athletes, potentially with the women not going to the games. You know, there's been 2 sanctioned events, and Sarah Sigmundsdottir's gone to both of them, finished third on both of them. So, you know, it kind of sucks because she is one of my favorites, but she doesn't make it. That's just the way things break down. But, I mean, we all have our skepticism, and we were all very skeptical when they got rid of regionals. But the way these sanctioned events are kind of turning out, we are getting a lot of really great competition and a lot of, I guess, high-level athletes that are fighting for it. So instead of being there for one weekend, we're getting a whole year's worth of great competition. It's just unfortunate that maybe some of these people aren't going to make it to the games like that we're used to seeing. And when it comes to like Sarah Sigma's daughter, she had a pretty bad day one. I think it was 17th place or something like that after day one. Something not good for really her standards or anybody's standards that's at the games or at that athlete level. And then when it comes to the team competition, I wasn't even anywhere close. Well, I shouldn't say I wasn't anywhere close. I got Team Lesser Evil in the right spot. So, like the podium, when it came to teams, was Team Romwad/Wit. Lesser Evil was in number 2, and Team Misfit was number 3. I had Team Plus Ultra going into that number 3 spot. And I also had Team Mayhem Freedom taking number 1. So, needless to say, if I'm in Rich Froning's camp, I wouldn't want to be in Rich Froning's camp right now because we all know how much he hates not winning. With that being said, Team Romwad, Team Wit, 624 points, Team Lesser Evil, 599 points, and Team Misfit, 570 points. And really, you have to scroll down the scoreboard to find Mayhem Freedom and Mayhem Independence. Mayhem Freedom came out really strong on the last day. I think they just wanted to prove a point that they weren't going to lay over and give up anytime soon, but Mayhem Freedom, 5th. So they still finished top 5, but we all know Froning, he basically has the Ricky Bobby motto, if you ain't first, you're last. So Mayhem Freedom finished 5th, and Mayhem Independence finished 8th. So really, the team competition, it's not so much a team competition anymore if you look at the actual events. It's a lot of individual things, and one guy can only carry a team so far, and unfortunately these things aren't playing out into Mayhem's wheelhouse. They work a lot as a team, and if there was more team events instead of individual skill sets, easily Mayhem would have taken this, but unfortunately that hasn't played out the way it was. So that is the recap. That is everything that happened at Wodapalooza. So we got Vellner going to the games now. We got Tia-clair going to the games, and we've got Team Romwad/Wit going to the games. What I'm really excited for, so like everybody that's qualified for the games now, we've got in the men, we've got Matt Fraser, already punched his ticket to the games. We know that from the Dubai Fitness Championships. We got Pat Vellner, punched his ticket to the games. No surprises there, simply because they're number 1 and 2 fittest in the world. But what I'm really excited about is if you've paid any attention to the games in the past 3 years, Vellner's worked on a lot of weaknesses. Things that were, notoriously haven't gone his way, went his way this past weekend. And instead of, at the games where those events that where he's finishing 35th, 36th, 37th, which were the long, like the run, swim, runs, the biking events, things like that, he comes out to Wodapalooza and finishes 3rd in a run, semi-swim run event. That seals up a huge gap in his game that maybe Matt Fraser will have a little bit more competition. He won't be sealing it up in the last couple events. So I'm really excited to see where Vellner's going to push Fraser, and maybe we won't see such a dominant performance from Fraser for the next 362 years, because that's just the way he is. Both men are absolute machines, and I cannot wait to see the showdown at the games, or who knows, maybe even at the Rogue Fitness Championships, because they both have an invite to go, and I hope they both show up, so that'll be great. For the women going, you got Sam Briggs, Tia Toomey, and in the teams we have Invictus from the Dubai Fitness Championships, which is the same team as Lesser Evil here at Wodapalooza. And now from Wodapalooza, we got Team Romwad/Wit going to the games. So, but the only surprise that we're really not having so far in this CrossFit Games season is that Mayhem Freedom hasn't punched their ticket to the games, and Noah Olsen didn't finish 2nd. So going forward, we have a lot more championships to go. That's number 2 of, I believe, 16 2020 is going to add a couple more sanctioned events. For myself, I'm excited because they're Canadian events. We got one going on in Vancouver, and I believe the other one is in Quebec. So who knows? Maybe by 2020 I'll be able to travel and actually go to one of these events and vlog it for you guys, because that would be pretty awesome. So next up, this weekend already, so back-to-back weekends, we have another sanctioned event coming up. The next sanctioned event is the Australian CrossFit Championships. Hopefully on Wednesday I can find some more information about the athletes that are going, trying to make my predictions on that, and put up a video for you guys on Wednesday on my predictions of that. So that is the video for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. That was the recap of Wodapalooza. Again, Vellner finishing first, Travis Mayer second, Noah Olson third. For the women, we had Tia Toomey, Kari Pierce, Sarah Sipping's daughter, and for the teams, Team Ramwad, Team Lesser Evil, Team Misfit, and overall going to the games now we got Fraser and Vellner. For the women we have Tia Toomey and Sam Briggs, and for the teams we've got Invictus and Ramwad. So thank you for watching the video today, guys. If you liked it, make sure to like that video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. It's the only way to become a member of the Burger Empire, and make sure to hit those bell notifications so you don't miss any of the updates when it comes to the athletes going to the games. And until next time, everybody, Burger Power.